Number one then, and number one now.
You're listening to Heffron and Reed. Heffron and Reed. Rated number one podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for reals. It says it right here.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? We should start it a little different. And I wish I was better at movie quotes, but this is, if you can hear us, if you're getting a signal, it's John Heffron and John Reap. Now, since Facebook and Instagram has gone down, you've probably developed your tribes and are trying to move cross country to find some of the safe locations where there's 5G and internet. Follow me and John Reap's voice. We'll lead you to safety. I hope everybody's doing well. I know you haven't been able to post your inaccurate health post on Facebook about vaccines. I know you don't know how to pass information right now, but we're going to get through this together. Remember, in a time of crisis, there's always Heffron and Reed.
Oh, yeah. That was good, buddy.
I don't know. I was trying to do The Warriors. Remember, did you see the movie The Warriors when there's the radio lady the whole time and she's like, welcome. And my brain's not working. I couldn't even do it as, it would have been.
I did not see The Warriors, but I got what you was doing. I like it.
Kind of like we're ham radio and everything's down. That was kind of what I was going for.
Oh, yeah. Like John Cusack in 2001, right? Where he was like this one radio dude who was predicting the end of the world and the fact that these rich people had a secret ship that they were going to get on. And we are the secret ship.
Yeah.
Jump on board the Heffron and Reap ship. All right. We're still out here. Yeah, I lost 226,000 followers on my Facebook fan page, 5,000 on my personal page, and 68,000 on Instagram. So what? I still got you, don't I? I still got you, man.
Dude, listen.
There's going to be some people killing themselves, John. There's going to be suicides.
Listen, you'll always have, and then we'll bring on our guests, but you'll always have a big poster with John Reap, where say John Reap, and then it'll say Funny Bone, whatever city, and then it'll have your dates. So you'll always have all the foot traffic of everybody who's not walking through malls in America. You always have those people.
That's true.
You'll have the people that went into the mall for warmth will then look at your picture. So you haven't lost everybody. I'm
going to look up old pen pal letters, start.
I think this is the perfect time to start. You've done it on your Country-ish podcast. Grab your yearbook, start calling those phone numbers that people wrote in them, see if they live there, and start telling them about your shows.
Dude, I have theories as to what happened. You want to get some deep, dark. Let's get the guest on. Let's all talk about what do you think happened.
All right, Alan, do we still have that video, or is that lost in the internet? This colossal thing that's happened. Do we have anything left? That's everybody. I'd like to bring on a guest. Been a good friend of mine for I don't even know how many. It could be going on 20 some years, man.
Years ago, when there was Instagram and Facebook, we need to tell.
Remember that? Adam Ferrara, you've seen Top Gear, Rescue Me. He's all over the place. Decided to have him on this weekend or this today, because this weekend, who knows? Even when you're seeing this, with the way the internet's going, you might not see this till 2030. But so I don't even know. But Adam is performing this. Well, should I say this weekend or the date, John Reap? What's better?
Say the date, because like you just said, we don't know.
All right, so it's October 7th, 8th, and 9th. Here's where Adam is, John Reap, and I don't even think you know. First, he's in Holland, Michigan, at the Park
I got
Theater.
the Grand Rapids on the 6th. I got the listening room on the 6th.
Oh, there you go.
We didn't do that one.
You didn't do that one? I got that one.
No, we did a thing at like a laser tag golf Top Shot golf place.
Yeah, Top Golf. I did that in Vegas.
and we didn't have a microphone stand. And there was a karaoke bar. There was a karaoke stage that had 3 microphone stages on it in the same building. And we walked over and we said, "Can we have one of those stands?" And they said no.
Yeah. Yeah.
People helping people.
They're just nothing. They're just no. And I'm sure they had to wake up and make it to church on Sunday. Yeah. But yeah, didn't even. So we did that. So you're at where you said on Wednesday in Grand Rapids.
Yep.
And then Thursday, that's when you're at the Park Theater in Holland. That place is awesome. The city of Holland's cool. The theater, right, John? We had 2 mic stands. We had too many.
Yeah, that's the Adam. That's what happened. One night, 0 mic stands. Next night, 2 mic stands. The following night, we're back to 0 mic stands.
Yeah, so if you have a mic stand, bring it, pack it.
Yeah, bring your mic stand.
I'm done now.
The Holland Theater, you're gonna love it. The crowd was awesome. You feel like you're doing a rock show. Right. The only thing they were all nice once we got there, but they didn't put one picture of me and John up or even promote us. Right? They just did that. Who's that guy I always say? Owen, what's his name? Benjamin?
Oh, no, you're talking. No. Oh, Gary Owens.
Gary Owen. All they did is they were up on him. They posted about him nonstop. Okay. But you'll like the place. That's good. And then the bowling alley ones are really good. You're going to like them. You're going to love them.
That's Muskegon, right?
Yeah.
I got Muskegon on the 9th, and then I got Grand Rapids again on the 8th. So it's Grand Rapids on the 6th, Holland on the 7th, Grand Rapids on the 8th, and Muskegon on the 9th.
Oh, yeah. This will be fun, I think. I was pleasantly surprised with what it was like performing. You're literally like on the lanes, and the crowd is looking at you. So the backdrop, visually, it looks pretty damn cool. And you're tempted to grab a ball, just go for it right after a joke. That would be a great little rim shot. You just hit a strike,
Yeah, and people aren't throwing bowling balls at you while you're going. You're gonna love it. So all those dates, we'll post it. It's weird because we're doing this. We were gonna go live, old school, and then as of right now, when we're recording this, nothing. Facebook and Instagram is gone. This is like people will be able to talk about this like the winter of 1976 here in Detroit when it snowed so bad. People might still talk about that.
Yeah. I what you were doing with the Warriors at the front, it was the radio lady, and you only saw the side of her face and the lips talking into the microphone.
As the Warriors try to make it across New York.
So I got to get back to Coney Island.
Yeah, to all fight.
So they got to fight through all these gangs, and the radio lady was giving like play by play to everyone. That there was like the underground kind of a score. What's happening? Like, they just made it through one of the minor league teams. We're the orphans. You don't walk across our stuff. Then they got to get in a fight. It's just.
Well, I gotta go check that out. That sounds awesome. When did that movie come out?
It came out in the 70s, I think.
70s.
Kids.
Oh, man.
The guy was wearing just a leather vest. The other guy, the big guy, had the afro and like Indian feathers. And the Fury, the Fury was a gang that wore Yankee pinstripes with baseball bats, and they had black eyes, and they would beat you up with baseball bats.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah,
dude, it's Warriors come out and
play. And Joe Walsh had the closing song "In the City." Was the Joe Walsh song?
Oh, in the city.
Yeah. Okay. They could totally redo that movie. No,
I think they tried to. I think they tried because it's a classic movie. Like if you're a nerd like me and John, every kid knew that movie, especially in New York because it was about New York. And it was the 70s. We had 3 channels. There was no Instagram and Facebook like it is today, kids. No.
I know. What a throwback this is, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving There's actually more gangs, I think, now than were in the Warriors. Now you have a group with people with red Make America Great Again hats. And then you have all these different everything's more divided. So it's not even crazy gangs. It just
No,
Somebody's trying to get through
gangs
one
on
parade.
social media. That's what we need. We got to give them a platform.
So, Adam, you have a podcast. Right?
For a podcast. 30 minutes, you'll never get back. I got to have you guys on.
I would be honored. I'm going to write that down. I have seen clips of it. You got some good guests on there, buddy.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I had some fun. I got to talk to. Now, let me ask you guys: are you nervous? Because I got very nervous with a couple of my guests. Do you guys get nervous?
Yes.
Yeah,
I do.
Who made you nervous?
Well, right now you, because I'm a fan of you. I don't know. I've met you one or two times. It's been great every time. I love what you do.
Thanks, pal.
I put you up there with, some of these other greats, and I always get nervous when it's a good comedian, and I'm like, I don't want to say something or do something stupid. But yeah, that happens.
We worked together in Seattle. We were at a casino in Seattle. It was the last time we worked together.
That's right.
You were doing the Hemi commercials. Yeah. I was doing Top Gear. I remember we signed a bunch of cars. I signed cars. People bring their cars. I'm signing like visors of cars and stuff. But I remember, you know why I remember? There was a green pillow in my hotel suite that matched the couch that I stole. So every time I go back to my place in New York, I see that green pillow. I go, I got that in Seattle.
Yeah, I like taking little souvenirs too. I like you. That's great. We both have dabbled in automotive stuff. I've walked out. I'm sure you've done this too, where people come up to you after the show, like, "Hey, can you come outside the parking lot and sign my dashboard, my car?" And I've done this like an idiot. I've followed people all the way out of the parking lot. I get in their car, they shut the door. I got like, at any second they could just take me.
Yeah, now you can't leave.
But
I signed a fire truck in Philadelphia. We were on Rescue Me. We donated the fire truck we had to the Philadelphia Fire Department, and it was me, Leary, and Lenny Clark. We did the Tower Theater, and they brought the truck out, and I signed it. And my wife was so mad at me because I just thought we were signing a truck. I didn't know it was a press event, so I'm wearing this stupid hat and my Rescue Me shirt, and I look like an idiot. But yeah, I got to sign a fire truck. But yeah, car people are great. I got to when we were doing that. What I would do, because the show is real popular with the kids, and sometimes kids weren't old enough to come in and see us, so I would on social media, when it was running. I would say, come to the parking lot on a Saturday, all the kids that can't get in, and we'll take pictures. And there's like these minivans would show up, and these kids are running out, and you sign and taking pictures. And you see the parents like this.
Right.
That's funny. That's 100% true. It's almost like they don't want the kid to hear it because it might belittle their moment.
Yeah,
so they have to lip sync it like,
they're pretty much saying like, he's been driving me crazy the whole freaking.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like today, obviously, with Instagram and Facebook going down, I always think like if I think of comics in the 80s, right? Yeah. Sometimes I get super lazy going, those guys didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, all you had to do was write jokes and be funny. It was a whole different thing.
Up, and it's just like you had one evening at the Improv credit, right? And you were a headliner, and you would sell out rooms. Maybe you had to get up to do like a morning zoo stuff was kind of it. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying is those guys in the 80s probably still have their mailing list because I think a lot of those guys sent like legit postcards to people's houses saying, I'll be in your city. Those guys are going to crush it. Because you're the only ones who can communicate to their fans.
Yeah.
If they still live in.
It's a whole nother job. I mean, we have to do this. Look, I love doing my podcast because I get to talk to people. I have an excuse to talk to people. I mean, I got very nervous. When we talking about nervous, I had Nathan Lane on the show. Changed my shirt twice before my wife was laughing at me. So I was very nervous talking to him. I have and car guys, Leno is a friend, so he did one for me. And Chip Foose, the car designer, I have him coming up. Who else? Kevin James did one. I was the guys from The Sopranos are old friends, so you talk to those guys. Yeah, like Michael Imperioli and Steve Sharippa. Edie Falco is a friend, so she did one. But yeah, you get nervous, and it's. But I'm grateful to have this platform, guys, because we get to talk to people. When was the last time I saw you two? Last time I saw you two, I was stealing a pillow in Seattle.
Yeah, that's right. No, I think you're onto something, Hef. It's like the fact that. I mean, if it stays this way, if Facebook doesn't come back and Instagram doesn't come back,
coming back, it's too much money.
I know, but I'm kind of secretly thinking, this could be a time for us old dudes where it's like, we've been keeping emails.
Look at this.
We told you.
This is a pen, you sons of bitches. Look at that.
What? I'm still trying to relate to all the friends that Ferrara has on his podcast. Adam, I've asked, are you the first person that I've ever asked that has come on?
What?
No, you've had, John, you said Topher Grace?
Topher Grace?
No. I had my friend Topher, who's not even in the entertainment business. He did it. But I've asked 3 people. I've asked Gary Goldman. He said his internet connection is too bad. And then I saw him on 40 other things. So I get it. So Goldman said no. Debbie Gibson sent me a thing going, I'm just not feeling well. Like in general, for the rest of her life. Like I just won't feel well enough.
I don't know if I'll be able to recover from this. Yeah. Tell Reap I love him.
And
John, I wish we had time for you for you to read that whole email that she sent you. Like, Adam, it was the sweetest rejection letter, like that I think has ever been written. It was like a long email. She's like, "This is why I can't do it," and I know you're thinking this, and like she like broke it down, and I was like. That's how you say no. It's a lot of effort in that, but
it was probably more effort than just to do the dopey show. It's like
no, she should have just come on.
Spell check and appearance. Just come on.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking through who else said no to me, but just like pretty much, and people who are on like, did Monster Brony say no? Yeah, my last email 5/12/20. Can we push
Jabroni, not Jabroni?
Jabroni. That's what I meant.
You can't call him a jabroni.
Jabroni. Yeah. He said, well, Adam Ray. Did he? Oh, I didn't realize I'm pissed at all these people. Man, as soon as Instagram comes up, I am unfollowing. I did that. Even people who middled for me, you motherfucker. I did that.
Okay. You know who said no to me? William Shatner said no to me, and he's going into space. He won't come on my podcast. He's 90 years old, but he's going into space.
Wait, is that true? I mean, I believe it. Okay, well, I didn't know that.
He's going on after that rocket. I just saw a headline this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, man, of course. That's so appropriate, though.
Yeah.
I did there. I'm kind of it's weird that Instagram is down because for the last 3 weeks, I've been just unfollowing everybody. I'm gonna be honest, and I've told you before with John. There's comics, and maybe I'm insecure or jealous. And I know if you were able to post, if this was on Facebook, you're gonna say, "Well, you're probably not funny because you have the word comedian in your Instagram handle. That shows you suck." But I stopped following a lot of comics because when I saw their tours and I saw every day that they were working, I would feel crappy about myself.
Oh, yeah.
I just started acing out people. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to see success. I know that success.
It's not me. It's you. I can't handle it.
Listen, I know I've been for 33 years. I've kept a career, but for some reason, things bug me. So I'm like, I'm going to, and I'm blowing out everybody. And I'm going to follow 5 people. I just had this goal, right? Like Reap was one. My girlfriend was one. And then I was going to kind of have a 3-slider one where every couple, like Arby's, is maybe like my 3rd, and then like the 2 you had to win top. Arby's gonna have that people.
He loves my tour dates are not intimidating enough to make him depressed.
Yeah. I'm like,
I get to stick around.
Yeah. I know Reed's got so many holes in his dates. I feel okay with this. Yeah. And then the few dates he has, they're with me. So we're good. We're on good terms.
Okay. You want to know what code in my house is, boys, with my wife? Like when we at night, she goes, Adam, can we just enjoy a movie? You know what that means? That means if we're watching a movie and I see somebody I know, I'm not allowed to yell out, he's working?
Yeah. Right. I know that guy. Wait a minute. I auditioned for that.
I didn't read for this and he got it. You know?
Yeah. So I went through Instagram and I was going and I was just like, I just scrolled to the very beginning and I was just going to start smashing the unfollow. Right. But then I get to a comic I knew. I'm like, well, do I unfollow? And I kind of but then when I hit the unfollow, it shows you. If they don't follow you, it'll say, do you want to keep them in your follow? Or you can, blow out the whole thing. No comic that I felt bad about unfollowing followed me.
They weren't even following you.
They weren't even following me.
It's a nothing burger, John. I mean, this is great.
Well,
right.
maybe
and now it doesn't. It's not even around to bother you anymore. Isn't this great?
You know what that is? That's like my grudge against Mark David Chapman. I hate him because he shot John Lennon. He has no idea I have this hatred for him. He doesn't know, but yet I have it.
And it's ruining your life.
Yes, I'm miserable.
See? So John, you gotta just let go. Now, maybe John did this. Maybe somehow. I mean, I have theories as to why this went down. You guys have theories? Why did we lose Facebook? Who is at the bottom of it? John Heffern, go.
I tweeted this picture, and I'm going to show you it right here on the camera. Okay, do you see that?
Yeah,
that's you, right?
That's me. Oh, sorry, it's horrible. Commodore 64. I tweeted that in 1984. I wrote code called 10.4.21.
So it was the Heffron virus.
I'm the reason. And yeah. So,
you gave Facebook and Instagram COVID.
I'm pretty sure it had to do with the 60 Minutes thing. They're pulling some shit down. They're cleaning some stuff up. They're wiping out some evidence. Oh, we're back.
Oh, now that's good. Now, so
it happened last night. Oh, we're going down. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The timing's very suspicious. I saw the same thing, and Sunday Morning had something on it too. CBS Sunday Morning show. So there were two stories about the Facebook whistleblower going off.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal had the articles for a week coming out. Nothing just happens. They spoon feed you a little bit, and then all of a sudden, we had an outage. Really?
Yeah. So you think it's happening from within Facebook that possibly they're just cleaning up their own. Oh, that's good. See, I was
covering their own shit, whatever it is. Like, what do I know? I didn't write code in the 80s on a Commodore 64.
Yeah. Well, Heffern could tell us.
Yeah, it's probably not that hard to knock down WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. There's not like, you know how in your kitchen, you probably I have a light switch that I get it wrong since I bought this house. Mm-hmm. One light switch turns on the garbage disposal. The other one is the light. I always click on the light, but the garbage disposal, thinking it's a light, scares the shit out of me. And then I flip it. So Facebook isn't probably like that. There isn't probably a kitchen light and then turn Facebook off light. It's probably.
Well, I know I can make WhatsApp go down anytime I try to use it. As soon as I try to fucking call somebody, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
I've never had much success with WhatsApp. I mean, I got one friend overseas who I use that, and that's it. I don't even use. Is WhatsApp even a social media thing, or is it just
like a phone thing? You can text, you can send pictures. Yeah. Now there's commercials on it. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
if it'd be weird if you had a conversation like on WhatsApp and then a commercial. Just you have to
in the middle of the conversation,
like you're doing a live read.
John, tell me what the gig is like.
Oh, hey, Adam, what's going on? Where are you at this weekend?
Do you need aluminum siding? Your home deserves the best treatment.
Is that you, John? Aluminum siding.
Conversation right
every
after.
argument. You know what I mean? Like I just think we should the girl goes, I just think we should just break up. Call Roman. Roman is your thing for erectile dysfunction. Go to Roman.com. And you're like, what?
It's not you, it's me. Don't worry about her. There's plenty of women on Bumble where they
Yeah, no, I'm surprised that hasn't happened. Well, can't
give it an hour.
Yeah,
someone's listening to this and they can come up with it.
We should do that though.
So, John, who owns Twitter?
The guy with the beard and the wool
Jack Dorsey guy.
Is he friends with Zuckerberg?
No, they've been trolling like the thing. He's been like they tweeted. Literally, the tweet said from Twitter, literally, hello to everyone.
Oh,
just
I think they're like Lex Luthor and Superman. They're like more those two.
What if the bearded guy from Twitter, like somehow gave some money under the table to the lady, the whistleblower who was working at Facebook? Is like, I need you to take him down. And here we are. I mean, that could be. I don't know. I like to stir the pot.
I don't know.
It's the weird thing about I think with Facebook and all that stuff is it gets really political, right? Like, are they doing shady things? They're passing misinformation. They're doing it on purpose. And I'm so wishy-washy, and maybe I need to take a stand in my life, but I'm always like, that's bullshit. How dare they do that? And then I'm like, okay, now I got to buy ads to promote my Michigan date.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird.
It's the delivery system. Look, it's like a car. You know, car's a great thing,
Yeah. Yeah, they said that during that story. John Heffron, did you see the same 60-minute story that me and Adam are talking about?
No, I didn't see it.
It's really good. They were talking about
One follower.
Yeah, did you unfollow her, John? That's what led to this whole thing.
I'm done. Yeah. Wait till you guys don't get me started. Pescatelli, if you can hear me, you're ghost.
You
No, not Pescatelli.
Yeah.
You're in trouble, buddy.
Yeah. So
no, it was interesting because they were talking about the algorithm, how the algorithm basically at one point it was where, you would get notifications on things that you like that you signed up for.
Right.
And then the algorithm said, no, we're going to give you things that we think you'll engage more, which is usually negative, sort of hateful things. And that's just what took over, which is why girls are depressed and all this other stuff.
That's the other thing. There's even comics. Look, I know a comic that's got some success now. His manager goes on his Facebook to start fights to keep the algorithm going.
Right.
It's the guy's manager.
Wow. Yeah, so we're not negative enough, John. We're too nice.
Well, here's the thing about negativity. It's easy. It's easy and it's effective. Anger's a drug. Anger's like, that aggression and that it's a drug. And, it's an impulse that can be manipulated.
Yeah, no, you're right. It hits these endorphins and it makes you react, and that's what they want you doing is hitting like or thumbs down or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's an impulse. It's like when you put impulse items at the supermarket. It's the same theory, but now it's just like, you son of a bitch, I got to get money to stop this. They want you while you're angry.
Yeah. What do you say, John?
I know comics, that even years ago weren't that political, and now suddenly have way political podcasts in its way. And when you see them, you see how easy it is, literally how easy it is to manipulate your audience and just say what is going to get them crazy.
Okay, let me ask you this. I never did politics. I was always a student of the human condition. I just wanted to connect. That's just the way my thing. But how do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself? If you're going to do that. Look, I got a wife and I got a mortgage, and this woman eats every day. So I got bills.
Yeah.
And I got worries about paying those bills, but I just can't live with myself pumping out shit I don't believe in.
But the guys I'm talking
about. Same here.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems exhausting.
It's exhausting, number one. Number two, you're right. How do you live with yourself? And also, aren't you always looking over your shoulder? Like, if you're pissing people off all the time and you know that your dates are out there and they can just follow you anywhere you want to go. Someone's going to show up with a knife or a gun at one of your shows.
Do you remember the movie Talk Radio with Eric Bogosian?
Yes.
That's what that is, man. Mm-hmm. That was way before this stuff got really bad. That's when, when we were kids with the kid in the mall and everything. It was just, it's all scary shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was it's weird on Instagram. I thought I could pull this up, but I just went to Instagram and I click on the comments and there's none. So I was at the Punchline in San Francisco this weekend, and there was a sign on the door that said, "Comics, please don't lean on a backdrop or poke the ceiling tiles on stage. Thank you." And then I wrote, "I'm so sick of these big corporations telling me what I can and can't do. This is America. I have rights. #freedom." This guy and people went off going, if you're comparing people trying to be forced to get vaccinations, then that's apples to oranges. Keep the leftist bullshit off of, literally or people, it could just be a funny sign with a random thought. That's also.
You can't get sarcasm. There's nothing. This has been my experience, gentlemen. Everyone is so friggin' wound up. And the uncertainty breeds, people would rather choose unhappiness over uncertainty. So I'd rather be angry because at least I can hang on to something. Wow. Uncertainty is like, fuck. So you got all this energy and you're just looking for something to land on. It's like, when he's drunk. You don't go home. Don't go home when he's drunk. You're in the orbit. And all of a sudden they take it out on you.
That's so true. I didn't think of it that way. Like, people would rather have a yes or a no or an anger or a love than this gray middle area of, I don't know, this limbo. I don't know where to put my emotions or my feelings. So I'll just go with, it's gotta be bad.
Yeah.
And that's so true. That's so
Yeah,
true.
and you just wander into and you can find. Here's the thing: you can dial up any reality you want on this phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, and the people with the algorithms can feed you whatever. I got friends of mine, people I love very much. Like, I did the research. No, you didn't.
I love it when people say that.
I did you don't know what remote turns on the TV. What research did you do? You brain trust.
I also, and I brought this up, Adam, in the last podcast. It's funny because I think the three of us are the same. Like, I look at myself as a distraction comic. I would joke about relationships, random fun things. And for that hour that you're at my show, it's just kind of fun pop music. It's Matchbox 20. I'm not making you, I'm not changing the world. I'm not trying to get you to sign a petition. It's just the thing. Well, other comics have the approach of, you got to use your voice for social change. You're being hacky if you're not challenging people's thoughts and minds. I'm like, ugh. Okay.
Well, first of all, I'm not playing, the challenging club. I'm playing the comedy club. So step one is be funny. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Be funny first. And if you can be funny with a social message or a point of view, God bless you. The jester was the one that could speak truth to power. He was the hunchback that could tell the king going, "You're fat." You could say it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, even the stuff I'm writing now, I'm taking the position of, here's my position. And I got a bit in my act. It's like I'm in the middle lane just trying to get home. That's all I want to do. I want to get home. I don't want it too far to the left because then you hear defund the police. Like, no, we need the police. Right. I don't go too far to the right because then you hear wearing a mask against the Constitution. I don't think the virus read the Constitution. I just want to go home. I just want to go home and take care of my family. So I'm willing to do stuff that reflects my point of view to be authentic to my position, but I'm not going to shit on someone else's position because it's you're entitled to it. Look, I'm married. I've been wrong many times. I'm used to it.
Thank you. That's a great point. I don't like it when people have these hard facts or these hard truths based on what? I mean, you don't know. All I know is that I don't know everything. And I don't like it when people talk so confidently about something when I know, like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like 100% to speak that so, like, boldly and truthfully. But I'm like you, dude. I'm going to stay in the middle lane. I
just do it because I feel maybe I'm egotistical. I just have so many bits that I want to get through when I'm on stage. Stopping down to debate somebody, I don't have time for it.
Yeah, and it's not why we're all here. Here's the one thing I like about, well, many things I like about my job, but one thing that always, and I don't know how you guys discovered funny or how you fit in, but it's how I fit in my family. I found my usefulness by making everybody laugh. My dad was my hero. Worked like a dog. Came home every day, saw that look on his face, worried about money, food on the table, but I could just see that look. I love cars. I didn't have his mechanical ability, so I always felt less than. But when I made him laugh, that look went away. And that smile came on his face. So for that moment, I was like, oh, that's what I can do. I can take it away. I can make that. And that translated into, I'm playing for the guy or the girl laying in bed at night, single mother, whoever's raising a kid, staring at the ceiling going, how the hell am I going to pay for all this? How am I going to get through all this? The guy or the woman just trying to make it all work. They've spent money to come and see me. They've made their choice with all the entertainment choices to come and see me. They got a babysitter. They got a 2-drink minimum. Whatever's bothering you, I'm going to take it away for an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to have the bullshit when you go home. But for right now, let me make you happy.
Yeah, I agree. Here. I'm with you too. I like John, you were saying that a lot of these comics are, there's the new wave where it's like, well, we have to have a social justice thing in our act, and it bothers me when I hear it too much without a laugh.
Yeah, without a laugh.
There needs to be a laugh. There needs to be a laugh. I mean,
TED Talk.
Yeah, it's like you're doing a TED Talk, and that's fine if you just call it a TED Talk. Don't call it a comedy show.
Yeah, but you see, boys, we've been in country over 25 years, easy.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this, and there's a natural change and progression to anything. Our line of work, the way we approach it, our craft. I appreciate the craft. If I don't see the craft, then that makes me angry because I think you're not like you kids today. I'm like, you're not doing what the art form is.
Right.
You're perverting the art form for a different means. And maybe I'm a get off your lawn guy, but
no,
you have to respect.
I think, or it's when you start. So when I started, but there's guys our age. I'm trying to think if there's guys who've done it as long as we have.
No, there's guys our age, and most of them are dead.
Yeah. If they've changed their thing. But when I started doing comedy in the 80s, right, I think it's like whatever musical genre was going on at the time, right? 80s bands sounded like 80s bands. 70s bands sounded. So when I started comedy, every comic I saw on TV was, have you seen this commercial about this? Have you seen?
That all came from Robert Klein.
Yeah, it was very that. And then it kind of started getting a little personal. And then, now it's even more and more personal. And now first thing on stage, a comic puts his drink down and I was raped by 5 people when it's like, whoa, like, so now it's like really kind of extreme. So I do the same comedy that I did in the 80s. And people have said, well, you haven't developed. I've always just kind of talked about relatable stuff.
But you're talking about your truth, and you're true to what you're true. Look, I just went back to. I still got my apartment in New York in the city, so I went back to the Cellar, and I did spots at the Cellar for a couple of weeks. And you get your city legs back. I mean, that's the Octagon. The Comedy Cellar is the friggin' Octagon because you're following. Amy Schumer's coming in. Chris Rock before he got the coat. Everyone's coming in, so you got to get good quick, and you see different styles. And you've been in that room. It's tiny, low ceiling, and there's no in between. Next act, and it's just boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
There's no time for stuff that doesn't fit because you're going to lose the energy that you have to enter at the level of the room, and that room energy is so high. Yeah. You got to come out throwing fire.
Yeah, and that's a different thing. Which I lost that skill is that short set pop in guest spot thing. I'm not in that world anymore. Like when
it comes back, because I'll be honest with you, I was like Bambi on the ice when I came back. And
right.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
And then the second set, I went, okay. And you become a better editor. I was going to say writer, but you become a better editor because I always looked at it like, boys, we go on the road. If you write 2 new minutes on the road, it's like buying cocaine. Then you come back to New York and you boil it off and you make crack. So if you write 2 minutes on the road, you maybe have 30 seconds or a minute of bang, bang, bang. So you become a better editor in New York and in that environment.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't it funny how so we're good at doing an hour. It's like, okay, you take a week off, you go headline, you're like, okay, I got this. Mm-hmm. Then you do that for what? I don't know, 10 years. And it's like, okay, you need to work on a TV set. And that scares the crap. It's harder to edit. It's harder to bring it down. What from this hour of comedy I have, what am I going to choose? What 7 minutes represents everything? Or what do you do? How do you do that? That's very hard to do.
Well, here's I wanted to do those. Like I did Letterman, Leto, and Tonight Show, and Corden, and all that stuff. I do them. I don't particularly enjoy them that much because it's not my style. But once I figured out how to do them, I was like, okay, it puts structure into the anxiety. Lack of structure triggers my anxiety. That's the uncertainty, John, we're talking about. Yeah. So I figured, all right, I'm going to put my best joke second to last because the last joke, you raise your hand, the band kicks in. Why are you going to waste an applause break?
There you go.
So I put that second to last. What's that joke about? I want to build to that joke. And I know I got to get a laugh in the first 10 seconds because that's what the producers are going to tell us to do. So you just boom, boom, boom. I strayed from that formula. Last time I did Corden, I got a bit about anxiety. It's a 2-minute bit. So I built my set around that bit. It's only 4.5 minutes. So I had to build to that bit. And once I'm in that bit, I'm stuck. And I got an applause break in the middle of it. So I had to dance and keep going. Once I figured out how to do it, I knew how to do it. But it's not my natural thing. Here's one thing I found that really helped me. When you're in commercial, especially when you're doing stand-up on late night, they're in commercial, the band's playing. I always poke my head out and look at the audience. And they start clapping and waving. Because now that initial energy's gone. I'm like, we made friends, and I'm already settled in because I've already done it.
That is brilliant. You're exactly right. Because we kind of do that. I kind of do that at even comedy clubs. You know, because if you're the headliner,
Yeah.
the crowd at some point is going to turn around and go, is he in here?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Come on, guys,
even
you
during
can
that
go
moment,
back.
I'm back to, sometimes I'll pull my shirt up because I know they're going to turn around.
Right.
Like, you know, with the MC's like, and he's in the building, and they all turn around to see if he's in the building. And then there I am with my shirt off. So even that is kind of what you're doing. It's kind of like you're saying, like, isn't this crazy? I'll be back in a minute. And that is awesome.
It's
such an icebreaker.
We always worry about getting the first laugh to settle in. So I'm getting the first laugh before I even do the set. So I'm already settled
Genius.
in.
Who did that, who I never saw anybody do that, is I did a few shows with Kathleen Madigan, and she did the off stage. So she would go to the mic and go, "Hey, everybody, welcome. It's Kathleen." And people clap. And she'd say something kind of funny, like, "I just started drinking. I'll be up in an hour. But welcome my good friend John." And they were laughing at her thing, and she's welcoming in that. And obviously, Kathleen goes up and would crush, even if she didn't do that. But that was a cool thing because, I don't know.
Yeah, that's for me. And at the height of his fame,
Who did?
Goldthwait.
Okay.
And this was the coolest thing he ever did. I mean, for me, not ever did, but the coolest thing he did for me. I was opening for him at a college in Florida. It was the morning Sam Kinison died. So they had that big fight on Howard Stern. So everyone it was that much. So, no one knew Sam was going to die. So I'm opening for him. And, opening for a band, you're in the way. Opening for a big comic, especially him, they're already like, they're all doing him.
Yeah.
So I'm working for these people that are having a stroke. They don't want to see me. So he goes on stage first. It's an amphitheater, so it's out. So he goes on stage first in character. Then he breaks character. He goes, "I just want to take a minute and tell you that Sam Kinison died, and we didn't get along." And his voice starts breaking character. "We didn't get along, and if we're ever going to apologize, now we can't. So if you're mad at somebody, think about not being mad at them, because this feeling really sucks. I'm going to be out in a little bit, but my friend Adam Farrar is going to come out and entertain you for a little bit. Here he is now." And he introduced me. So he gave me credibility with the crowd.
Yeah.
And so I just remember that going, that's a guy who's got awareness of the guy in front of him.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Would you guys do that, Reap? Would you do that, like, thinking that if you were whatever club you're at, right? Let's say you're – boy, I know people's schedules more than mine because I don't have any. Anyway, so you're John at Good Nights, I believe, in Raleigh in a few weeks, correct?
Yes. And
the reason why I know that is a good friend of mine, Matt Bergman, is recording an album with you that weekend.
Right.
Going what Adam's had, I'm not telling you to do this, but at any random club, let's say it's that weekend, would you walk up first, say thank you everyone for showing up here at Good Nights, Matt Bergman recorded an album, make sure that you really stop talking, whatever. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
Welcome your host and walk. I've never thought about doing that. I think it's a cool move. I may have done it once or twice for like guys that are just, they're nervous or something, and it's totally my crowd. Then that's a cool move. I wish Brad Paisley would have done that for me.
Oh, you poor bastard.
I opened for Brad Paisley at the Hollywood Bowl.
You played the Hollywood Bowl?
I played the Hollywood Bowl. And Brad liked me. I mean, John knows, we all did a thing together on Netflix, and he's like, "Come open for me at the Hollywood Bowl." And I jokingly said, wouldn't it be funny if I went out there and started setting up stuff like I'm a roadie and then just get into it? Like, I was kidding. He goes, "Yeah, do that." And I'm like, oh, shit. And so I thought, well, I'm in it now. So I'm out there, and had he come out and said, "Hey guys, thanks for coming. I want you to watch my special friend. He's a comedian, give him a shot." It was an uphill battle after that. I mean, it took me like 5 minutes to get him, and then I had 5 minutes and it was over.
Yeah.
But I see the need for that for an event like what you were doing, Adam, where it's a gigantic rock star Goldthwait venue kind of thing. But I would, if Bergman asked me to do that, I would. I don't know him that well, but if he wanted me to do that, I would.
I just think it's a cool, like now that Adam said it, it's just like a cool, it's different, right? It's different. It's not what you normally do. I don't like, I went when I was in San Francisco, did my show and then got done. And I had so many people come up and go, "Hey, we took a chance on you. Never heard of you." And I had that said enough where I was like, whatever. And then I asked the club. They're like, "Yeah, no one's, this whole part of San Francisco's dead. We just kind of sent out an email, to everybody." So I didn't realize nobody in the crowd. You think everybody knows you. Literally, it was a crowd of people who never even heard.
That's the thing with the city. It's not our crowd. It's a crowd.
Yeah, and that's a different vibe. So I don't know if going on stage, hey, I'm your headliner. Anyway, you got things from my album.
They're coming to see Reap. Reap's headlining.
That's my home club too. So I'll have people there that'll definitely there to see me. So I get that. But you're right though. San Francisco, New York, Los Angeles, there are crowds that come no matter who it is. And
they're coming for the venue. They're coming for the cellar. They want to see that. You played the Hollywood Bowl, Reap. Holy shit.
I survived the Hollywood Bowl.
Doesn't matter. You can put that on the resume. I played the Greek Theater. I opened for Lionel Richie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you know who comes to see Lionel Richie? 50-year-old white people. That's
what bands have you, John? So I know you did John Reap, not John Reap. You performed for John Reap before. Brad Paisley, Lionel Richie. No, I'm thinking of what bands. I opened for Eddie Money.
Yeah,
nice.
Because I do more like corporate events. They always have like a big act and then the comic. So I've done Eddie Money. I can't think of anyone else. Maybe it was just Eddie Money.
I did Dwight
Diana
Yoakam.
Ross. How can I forget Diana Ross? Diana Ross.
You opened for Diana Ross?
Yeah, and that was one of the ones
where where was she playing?
A huge corporate event. And how much cash are you spending? You had Diana Ross performing. And it was one of those ones where everybody was so stressed that I literally got booked to open for her because the guy who does the corporate events knows I don't ask for anything in the green room. And I just kind of stand on a speaker box or sit on one until I get introduced, and then I walk on stage.
You don't even want a mic stand. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
Adam,
so did you get to meet Diana Ross at all?
No, it was. I don't want to say it was a no eye contact thing, but that was the vibe that everybody had.
That was the line. Okay, so I'm at the Greek Theater, right? I get the gig because I get a call. I opened for one of the judges at the Performing Arts Center the night before, and Lionel wants a clean show, and the guy who opened for him did a blowjob joke. So I got a call that night on my way home. Went over for Lionel Richie. I'm coming out tomorrow morning. Okay. So I go to the Greek Theater, and it's outdoors, Reap. So it's there's no fucking.
I have been. I love that place.
So I'm on stage, and you don't know if you're laughing. People are coming in, and he's not going to see him. You're just there. I do my 20 minutes. I walk off. The whole band is on the side of the stage. Sheila E. was in the band. I'm looking at Sheila E. She's gorgeous. And this giant bass player, this Ving Rhames looking guy, standing there, comes up to me after I go, goes, "You did great. Usually we just stand here to watch motherfuckers die." And then Lionel walks by. He's ready to go on stage. And, I'm still got the adrenaline, and I meant to say hello. So I turned to Lionel. I went, "Oh, there's," and they said, no, you can't look at him. Because, I didn't know you weren't allowed to, because I just turned as he walked by and I went, "Hello." They went, "No, you can't look at him."
Oh, that's great. Well, he seems like a super nice guy, though. So you couldn't talk to him, or
I guess he's in his work mode. The guy from Train was like that too. I opened for Train at this outdoor thing in Vegas, and he's in his zone. And I can respect somebody who does it. Carlin was that. I opened for Carlin, and you can't go into the green room.
Yeah.
It's because that's his room. He rehearsed, but afterwards, more than welcome to come by. It was a Comedy Magic. He was working on his last special.
Yeah, same. I was at the same place, and they closed the room. That was the only time I got the second other time I got kicked out of the Comedy Magic Club green room, which okay, it is. If you're listening, you're not a comic. That's a weird thing to have happen to you. That room usually is.
Especially when you're on the show.
Yeah, it's every famous comic and every brand new comic is literally eating potatoes, chicken, or steak dinner all together in this booth.
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of no matter how famous you were, everybody's just in the room. The only other time,
Gary Shannon, you got a little something here, Gary.
Yeah, and that was kind of like that was awesome. Daniel Tosh is the only one I was on the show with him where I was not allowed in the green room. Daniel Tosh. And I looked in there. It was him, these two little yipey dogs, just those dogs I just can't understand owning as a human. So I had to go and Mike, the guy who owns it, he's got a room that has a fax machine and some cabinets. And I just sat in there and stewed the whole time. And
well,
then
at least I got thrown out for calling.
Well, yeah, I did, but I was in there. But that one I understood, and I heard Carlin did 45 minutes, did it in the green room.
Yeah,
before he went on stage.
Wow. See, he's such a wordsmith, though, that I could see 100% needing that pre-show right before. I mean, that's rehearsal. That's like he's doing a one-man play almost because he's such a wordsmith. So I get that. Daniel Tosh, maybe he just didn't like you.
Could be. Hold on. Let me find the Instagram. If you're on Daniel Tosh, unfollow.
Well, you know what? Who did that? Not just to me, but like to any. And like I said, I get it. Oh God, now I'm drawing a blank. Who? And you know I'm Adam Farrar. Who sings? I'm an asshole. Dennis Leary.
Oh, Dennis. Yeah.
Dennis Leary was doing a thing at Good Nights. I'm talking when I was an MC.
Yes, you're going way back.
Yeah, and they're like, we're all like, is he here? Like, yeah, but no one's allowed in there.
Yeah,
you guys can't go in there. I'm like,
well, okay. when I started comedy, this is in the 80s. You weren't like if you were hosting, you just never thought about going into the green room. That was the headliner.
Yeah, that was for the headlines. But Dennis was an actor before he was a comic. Lenny Clark was the one that dragged him. And I'll tell you what, when we did the Rescue Me comedy tour, it was me, Lenny, who else? Dennis and the band, right? So Dennis went up first and did a half hour. Dennis welcomed everybody. He sang a song with the band. Then he did a half hour, 40 minutes, whatever it is. Brought up Lenny, did another song in between. Kenny Rogerson was on the tour, brought him up, another song in between. Then I went up at the end. I did my 20, another song in between. Then we all sang the asshole song and we threw T-shirts out into the crowd and then got on a tour bus.
Wow.
So he opened the show for like a half hour, 40 minutes just seeing him. And they're like, oh my God. So we had all that credibility again bringing us up.
I didn't know he was an actor first.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And he's cousins with Conan O'Brien.
Conan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to school with Mario Cantone. They all went to Emerson together. Gina Gershon.
Mario Cantone, he was headlining when I first started doing comedy, and I thought that guy was the funniest. Like I'm 18, dude. 19. He'd get on stage, and I don't remember his act, but he was very, just very not flamboyant, but he would say just how it was so fun. I would just sit back there.
You couldn't stop watching him.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't matter what he was talking about. He was so visually
Kevin
engaging. Kevin Meaney
was the same when he would just get
That's
on
not
stage.
right.
And you just go, my penis, like it was so. There's so many guys when I first started that I'd watch every show. I would just go, man,
just amazing. There's a guy named Chris Rush who started with Carlin in the city. He started before there were comedy clubs. He recorded his album at the bitter end, and that guy just ripped the top of my head off. It was just like he's one of those guys like Pryor. First time I saw Pryor Boys, it was the Santa Monica concert. It was a VHS tape. I went to one of those parties. When your mom and dad would take you to the parties and they get the warning in the car. Like mom would turn around like, now don't behave like an animal. Your father does business with these people.
right.
Yeah.
So they were all watching Pryor downstairs. They went up to have coffee. I snuck into rewound the tape. I'm standing up with my mouth open, just watching him. He didn't have an intro. He just walked up and grabbed the mic and started talking.
Wow.
I didn't understand a lot of it. I was 12, but I remember saying out loud to nobody, like, look what this man can do.
Right.
Holy shit.
How old were you? You said you were 12 when you saw
12.
that? Wow.
Wow.
The bit where he's walking through the woods, a black guy walking through the woods and a white guy walking through the woods, the snake bit, the heart attack bit. Like I said, I didn't understand a lot of the drug stuff. But I was like, this guy's amazing.
But at that age, you're at least aware of the power he's having on other adults live in that moment. And it's like, that's a drug. That's crazy. And
to realize if I repeat that stuff on the school bus, I'm making people laugh.
Right.
I'm not going to get beat up. So it was like a defense mechanism. Mm-hmm. Like I found my funny through him. I think we all find our funnies through, we learn how to be funny by people that we connect to, and then we find our voice in there. Who was it for you, Reep?
Wow. Well, as a kid, I would watch, everybody watched cartoons growing up. And then I remember the certain station would play old Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin movies. Mm-hmm. And as a kid, I remember watching Jerry Lewis, and he's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
And I would laugh my head off at Jerry Lewis. And that's how I got into like adults doing comedy. Mm-hmm. And then it switched. As I got older, I discovered Steve Martin.
Yeah.
And then, then of course, Richard Pryor, all these other guys. But it started there. I remember the first comedian I saw live where for an entire hour I could not stop laughing. And I had my hand up begging them to stop talking so I could breathe. And it was Brian Regan.
Yeah.
Who is still one of the best ever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it started with Jerry Lewis. I still think he's one of the greatest.
I got introduced. So my mom worked for this place in Michigan called Binder Building Company. Mm-hmm. And Mike Binder, who's a director in a comic, he was like 19 or 20 doing stand-up comedy. He came into the office where my mom worked, and she asked him about thing, and he goes, I'm working on, and I remember him doing a bit to my mom. I don't even know what it was, but I was a little kid. Whatever the math is, I'm 11. I'm like, why is this guy his cadence? Why is he talking to my mom like this? It was weird because he was not talking like this. He's like, yes, I'm working on a bit. You ever walk into a store and the animatronic guys are, and it was almost like it was a rehearsed conversation. And I was just confused on why he talked that way. And I asked my mom, why does he talk that way? I didn't. And he's like, he was doing a stand-up comedy bit where, and my mom was a huge laugher. And then I'm like, I don't. So then she got me George Carlin plays for my stuff. Mm-hmm. Steve Martin, like I got it. And as I'm listening to Carlin's, I'm like, I think he's got a book thing about like pussy or something. And I'm asking my mom, she's like, that part's dirty. And I kind of just was like, oh, this is kind of a cool thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
I got the Carlin and I got the Steve Martin album for Christmas.
Yeah.
And so, that one was just with King Tut on it. I'm playing King Tut over and over.
Who do you think?
As I got older, it changed. I remember it going from like Steve Martin, and then it kind of got like Pryor, Murphy, and then I got on a whole kick. And this was like I was 19, or I call it my gangster phase, where I was like, women ain't nothing but hoes and tricks, right? And I was like, it was all about Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
For about 3 or 4 years for me. I memorized an album, a double cassette thing that he did called
The Day the Laughter Died.
Yes. I had it memorized. Right. And I remember thinking, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life, because he eventually walks the whole room.
Yeah. He did that at Dangerfields. That was just his recordings at Dangerfields.
Yeah. It's insane. But I had never heard anything like that.
Right.
And just his attitude. Then the whole New York style was crazy to me back then.
I had my foot in two different things. Like Pryor was just like the pathos and the storytelling and the different emotions he's got. And then the 2,000-Year-Old Man, I found that old album, that old Mel Brooks album, and that brought a bunch of history and shit in there. I'm like, oh my God, there's already, because I remember thinking, those are stories that have already been told that I can use. I didn't really think that. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is a common area I could use as an example for something. So I was just putting the pieces together in my head. And a lot of it was my family, because they didn't even know they were funny.
Right.
They had no clue they were funny. Yeah. My father, my great grandmother was in the ICU. She was dying in the ICU. It was my mother's mother. My mother's grandmother's mother. Mean woman. Just a mean woman. She's a miserable drunk. She used to hit us with a cane. She was a mean woman. So She came down the elevator. My mother's crying. My father's rolling his eyes. And I hear them because we couldn't go up. And my mother goes, Joe, I don't think she's going to make it. My father lit his cigarette. He says, she's going to live forever. You watch. How can you say that? Because God don't want it and Satan's afraid she'll take over. Get in the car. That came right out of his mouth.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, that's 100%. I got an uncle. You'll love this because I had to work at a Goodyear for a little bit, and my uncle was like the smoke. He always smoked. Trying to teach me how to change brakes. Pulls off a brake drum,
right,
where there's asbestos dust all up in there.
Yeah.
He waves off the dust, and I'm not. This is a real thing, like what you just said with the cigarette. He goes, "Get back, that stuff will give you cancer." Like that. And he wasn't trying to be funny. Which is why it was so great.
Yeah.
Because it's like a little show just for you.
Yeah. He has no clue. He's just in his moment, in his way. My father would smoke Luckies without the filter.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Pop, he's like, filter's bad for you. It's got chemicals and shit.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. John, what about you, bud?
Who?
I mean, do you have like family members, like real things like that where you? Because I know you do a lot of,
Yeah, I'm not good at character. Like I've never do characters. I would do a lot of just family scenarios. Is kind of how I started, and I was pretty. I didn't cause any problems. So if I had a problem with like a parent or a teacher or something, I kind of would never really mouth off. Mm-hmm. But what I would do is on the way to the bus, I would look at my friend Gary and go, yeah, my mom said this to me, and know what I told her? I was like, listen, I would just make up what I said. Yeah. What I said was just hilarious. And they're like, what? You said that to your mom? Yeah. And then my dad came in and I'm all like, whoa, you don't. And then I do a callback. And then I would kind of see like I could just lie about these scenarios. And I sound like, and that's exactly what I do on stage. That's why I hate when my family comes to see me, because they know that's not how the trip to Florida went.
That, right?
Yeah, you did. No.
Oh, my mother. Here's the thing. I would tell the truth about my mother. Then, we color things in.
Yeah.
She never believed the true stuff.
Yeah.
I told a story about her on a Tonight Show. And she's like, Adam, why do you tell these stories about me on the television? They're not true at all. I have evidence. I had a letter. My Edie I was on a show with Edie Falco. And we become friends. With 2 years, we were on a show together. So that was the credibility for my mother, boys. They didn't care. Top Gear, they didn't care. My son is working with Edie Soprano. So now, she's the queen of the day room in her community.
All right, yeah.
So she's watching the interviews on Edie. Edie's got 2 kids. She's a single mom. Okay. So my mom knits. Since my father died, that's how she processes grief. So I have more Afghans than Kabul. Right. So she made these hats. She goes, I made these winter hats for Edie's kid. She's a single mother. She's working. When does she have time to knit? I don't know, Ma. Right. So she sends me these hats, right? Boys, they're awful. They're like they're like little Elephant Man hats. Right. The brim is on the side. One side is too big.
Yeah.
I almost was going to go buy hats and give them to Edie, but I said, my mother made them. They're terrible, but I promised her I'd give them to you. Edie got all choked up. She sent her a card. She hand wrote a card. She put it in the mail, and she mailed it to my mother. My mother calls me up. Let me tell you what a lady Edie Soprano is. Okay. There was no email. She didn't push send. She got a gift. She went to the store. She bought a card. She licked a stamp, and she sent me a letter. I have it right here. I go, what'd you do with it? Well, I made a copy. I had one of them I had laminated. I put it in the curio. The other one I put in my bag to show the girls. So I tell the story on the Tonight Show. Right? Edie's laughing. We come in the next day. My mother's like, why do you make this stuff up? I go, Ma, the letter's right there.
You did it. Right. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. But yeah, John, you have that storytelling stuff in your act that I like. I love your bit when you're out to dinner with your wife and some couples get in a fight and your marriage gets infected by the fight.
Yeah, you know how it's funny. Let me show you how I refurbish bits. Right? So after I got divorced, I had all this marriage material, and it was good stuff. And I didn't know how, it's like, it feels like such a waste, but I didn't want to lie. So now what I did with that exact bit, I switch it to COVID and say that they're super spreaders. And I take that same thing. And that's why I'm glad that we're 6 feet apart, is so arguments don't jump from table to table. So I took that bit and gave it to a different couple and then do that. And it's a little smoke and mirror.
It's funny.
It's the smoke and mirror.
That's
Let me ask you,
smart.
Adam, how just about writing, because I got excited because I did. I'm horrible at sitting down and going, okay, I'm gonna write some. I'm gonna write.
Yeah,
now.
me too. I write on
I
stage.
do it for somebody who wanted writing help.
Yeah.
Right. Some other comics. So I go, okay, I'll sit down and I'll try to do. So I kind of did it for that person, but I don't do it for myself. So I went on stage this weekend in San Francisco, and I just told a story about something that happened to me at this Amazon Go place, and it crushed. It's one of those like things where the first time you do something, it just feels new and but then when you do it the second show, it's like meh.
Yeah.
When you do it the third.
Real quick, for those people who are in my hometown who don't know what Amazon Go is, what is that?
So that's what I talked about. So when I was in San Francisco, nobody's working anywhere. Every store is closed. Everything is for lease. My favorite Italian restaurant was open from 4:30 to 5:17 because the guy had to get his mom out of the rest home to cook. Like everything is, it's kind of weird. You're just walking around and it's a ghost town. So I'd walk into stores and wouldn't see anybody. I walked into this Amazon Go place. It looked like a 7-Eleven, and there was no cashier, or I didn't even see a checkout place. And I'm walking around and I don't see anybody. And I take my mask and I put it just on my chin, just because I'm like, I'm the only one in here. And this guy came out of just this back room, very sassy, I guess I'll describe it. Right. The guy came out of his
Mario
room,
Cantone.
and he just goes, your mask needs to be up. And just walked away. Then I'm walking around and I literally grab a Dr. Pepper, Doritos, a 5-Hour Energy, and some almond protein bar. And I'm holding it like this.
You're a health nut.
Yeah, I'm a health nut, right? And I'm holding like that. And then the sassy guy comes out and I go, and I'm holding it like this. I go, is there a scanner? How do I pay for this? And the guy said, just leave. So I tried doing a bit where I go to him and I go, are you still pissed about the mask?
That was Daniel Tosh's green room.
And he goes, just leave. And I go, how do I pay for this? He goes, just leave. You'll get billed for it 20 minutes later. I'm holding the stuff like this. I scan nothing. I walk out of the store. 20 minutes later, I have an email from Amazon itemized of everything I bought and then told me how long I was in the store.
Wow.
Right. So that kind of happened. But then I was trying to do bits about how many times in a relationship have you got kicked out where your girlfriend was like, or wife is like, just leave. And you don't even know why. And then wouldn't it be great if 20 minutes later you got a text of all the shit you did wrong? And you're like, oh,
yeah.
That's why I was for. So I was trying to, but one, Adam, if you had a bit like that, and after 30 years, I should ask writing, how would you start to refine that? Would you write that down, or just every time on stage you would try to tell it?
I learned the way my machine works is I process by listening, because it came from the comedy album. We were kids. Like, I rarely watch videotapes unless I'm putting an Instagram clip together, when it was around.
Right.
So I process by listening. So in answer to your question, do I write it out? I'll write it out with a pen just to see where the holes are. Like, I'll write the sentences and I'll skip a line, and there should be a laugh at the end of that sentence. So I skip a line for the next thought. So it's a visual editing kind of thing. But I rarely write it out long. Like, all the specials I've done, the albums, they're not written out. They're just the act, because we just do it.
Yeah, you just sort of do it like in beats or rhythm, like you hit bullet points. Like, I definitely want to mention this thing, and this, I thought this was funny, and this next thing. And then over time, because I do it the same way, Adam. I take the idea and a couple of bullet points, and I go up there, and whatever comes out of me, if it's funny, I'll remember it. If it didn't work, I'll know immediately. And Yeah, I don't.
I build
I used to
hammocks,
do this,
too.
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
I build hammocks. Like I'll know I'm going to start this 10 minutes, bang, 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 bang. And then I'll go into the audience for however long I want to go. And then I'll set a question in my mind that leads to the next bit I want to do. So it looks, it's this. It looks seamless.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But, I know. And sometimes if I'm riffing, and I don't know if you guys do this, if I'm riffing and I have an idea, a bit that's not working or an idea that I don't have yet, I'll put it in the question I ask for them. Because now it's not my point of view. It's in a different environment and I can see something different and I'll get a different answer from them. So I'm actually using, I look at it as sculpting. I'm using the audience as a chisel to help me cut, make it into something.
Yeah, I always love that when I'm talking to the audience and I'm talking to a couple or something, and I'm like, "How are you guys?" and da da da, and I just you're like a bad attorney. I just lead them. Well, I mean, you guys have bought orange juice together, right? And then they're like, "Yeah." Well, you know, the funny thing about orange juice, when you find your way,
yeah. I'll put it in the tag. Like I'll put shit that I want to get to in the tag.
Yeah.
The best ones I get if there's a callback tag leader. You get a Triple Crown.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
John, but seriously, I had never heard, maybe because I'm over here in Hickory, an Amazon Go.
Well,
I didn't know that was a
joke
place.
I did on
Out
stage
the gate,
was like,
I'm lost in what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, the joke I did on stage was I was confused with the guy. I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't pay for this. Am I paying for Amazon Loot? Like Amazon looting is like a service that you can pay for $14 a month where you can just go in and steal shit and then walk out. But it literally is, I don't know how they scan it. I haven't figured out the technology or even looked it up of how they know. Like, I think three of us walked in there.
It's like the mini bars in the classy hotels that you pick them up.
And it knows.
Put them down,
Yeah, you're gonna be like.
And then when you walk out, there's probably the barcode probably between the door jams.
You got to walk in there with a sandbag and put it on the thing like Indiana Jones did.
No, guy, I literally, because I asked on stage, if the three of us walked in that place and we had a bag of Doritos and we started Harlem Globetrottering it, where I toss it to Reap and then he throws it to Ferrara, then I catch it under my legs and we all three leave at the same time. Who gets charged? You only use your barcode when you get in. So you get your phone, it lets you in the door.
Okay.
But then your phone's in your pocket for the rest of the time. So I don't know how it associates with you. Like,
I think what it does, and the barcode.
There's not scanners because it says, imagine every item in 7-Eleven having to be on a scanner. I didn't have a video of it, actually. I'm going to look to see if there's a scanner. But I don't know. It's pretty amazing.
So when you were describing it in the beginning part, John, because I'm really just trying to break down because you were asking how would you do this, right? I was confused out the gate because I didn't know what an Amazon Go was. I would have had to have taken a minute to say it's a store where you walk into and you can take whatever you want and they bill you later. But see, I thought it was like walking inside of a vending machine, but everything's out in the open. You just grab it, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Did you see the video?
That's what I was looking at. I really thought it was like a vending machine, but no, this is like, it's like a regular store and you just walk in and grab stuff.
Nobody anywhere. And you just leave. They have a grocery bag you can grab. And if for 25 cents, you could throw everything in a bag, just like you're playing supermarket sweep and walk out. And it told me I was in the store for 4 minutes and 42 seconds and it had everything itemized.
You were in the store for 4 minutes and 42 seconds. You thought about the girl across the street naked, you perv, and you bought a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, right? Can you imagine if it just started like you go to pick up the Doritos and then you get an email going, you've kind of eaten a lot of carbs this week. Like
it's been a long time since you called your mother. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So, all right, Adam. So you are this weekend.
This weekend,
John? I forgot. Make a little thing.
Hold on, let me see. I know I'm in Wednesday. I start Wednesday. I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Then I'm in Park, Michigan Thursday. Then I'm back in Grand Rapids, Michigan on Friday. And then Saturday, I'm at the Back Alley Comedy Club in Muskegon.
Yeah, that's October, depending on if it's 2050, October 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 2021, year of our Lord.
Yep.
Right? That's what year it is.
Yeah.
Then I'm in
You don't
Hilarious
like
in
the bowling
Cleveland. Then
alleys,
I'm at the
like-
Mohegan Sun Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut. And all the tour dates are up on adamferrar.com. And I used to be followed by John Heffron. Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to
John,
see you, Rape. It's been too long, my friend.
You too, brother, and I agree. And thanks for doing this, man. And I hope to work with you and be on your show.
Yeah, I gotta have both of you on my show. We'll have some laughs. I really enjoyed my time with you guys.
And let's make a deal now. If you guys ever work with each other, the three of us, whoever's going up last has to walk on stage first and introduce it.
Introduce the other guy. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Easy.
And no one's gonna give a shit, but we'll do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You got it.
You're going to love Michigan. Michigan people are awesome. You're going to love all those places and be scared that it's in a bowling alley. It's a real nice bowl. Remember, Reap? That's when it's like 50 lanes. It's
Michigan
insane.
is all about bowling. It's like, yeah, that's their thing, you know.
Cool.
So you'll love it. It's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it, boys.
I can give you
Be
a
happy,
video.
okay?
Yes. All right. Take care, Ed.
Be good, brother.
Take
See
it.
you. All
That's always
right.
acceptable way, if they click off.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah, he knows when to just hang up. That's
He
great.
came up on. Oh, John, did I save this? I might have a video. Hold on. I took a picture last night. I was trying to figure out what to watch. Hold on. Let me find it. Stop.
Is it on Netflix?
No, it said. Oh, I can't find it. It was on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And it had who to watch included on your Prime, and you were on there, and Adam was on there, and I think I took a picture
Wow.
of
See,
your
it's
thing,
like
'cause it kind of
these
came up.
apps are getting so good at not just knowing what you were just talking about, but what
But who
you're
you're talking
going to talk about.
Yes,
It's
that's how good they
predicting the future.
Yeah, that's how good. That's how good.
Damn.
All
I'm
right,
so
so-
happy we're live during this time.
Yes, but so I have no idea if you're watching this. Maybe you watched it. Oh no, on those gas pumps that show video. Maybe we should get a podcast on those things. Ever think about that? We'll go to
That's
the gas
a great
pump.
idea.
Dude, we'll reach out to them and
I
we'll be
watch
like,
that
"Hey,
stuff all the
everybody,
time.
John Reaper on Pump 7. Don't forget to get Pepsi and chips inside, and you have a safe trip."
Yeah. Yeah. HeffernReap.com. Check me out. I'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Which, by the way, I got to plug my tour dates because I don't know what you're doing this weekend. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm home. I'm doing nothing.
All right. Well, that means go to HeffernandReap.com and check out some old episodes. But if you're in Raleigh, and I know Heffern has family in that area, come see me at Good Nights Comedy Club. I'll be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 7, 8, and 9. Come to the shows. Got some good stuff I'm working on, and don't buy me a drink because I'm not drinking this whole month.
Dude, I forgot about. So, how are you sleeping that you're not drinking? I have questions for you, but I'm going to save it for you. You're not drinking the entire month. But how are you? Do you think your sleep's better after 4 days, or you hate it?
The hard part so far is going to sleep because I had a routine where I would be like, all right, I'll sit here, I'll have a cocktail that'll help me get a little drowsy, maybe take a sleeping pill. But now what I do is I'm not even messing with that. I am looking forward to my meals. Like I'm looking forward to pigging out. I'm not trying to get like the diet down yet. I'm just not doing the drinks.
Gotcha.
But eventually that will lead to more energy and more enthusiasm to work on the diet as well.
Also, other random question. I know we're about to leave. Are you dressing up for Halloween?
Yes.
I have a teaser. So I'm going to get something. I figured out my costume. And I think for the next 3 weeks, I'm only going to show you one part of the costume. And you have to guess it before Halloween.
Okay. I can do that with my costume as well. That would be fun.
So mine's literally on this chair up behind me. I'm going to put it on and I'm just going to stare at you. And then we'll just end the podcast. I don't even need your, okay? I'm going to tell you, but this is going to be my costume.
Are you doing it now? Okay, good. Yeah. So John Heffern's getting his costume. It's literally behind him. I just bought mine not long ago. Looking forward to wearing it. John Heffern is putting on what looks to be a bicycle helmet. And he's looking right at the camera. He's adjusting.
That's the only clue you're getting.
Lance Armstrong.
That's it. That's this week's clue. I can't hear you. Bicycle helmet.
Yeah, bicycle helmet.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Well, that's it. Bicycle.
Since you love the Heffron and Reap show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, you know. They, Heffron and Reap, have low self-esteem.